What's going on, Feed the Beasters? JD here for episode 11 of JD Plays Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. Season 4, I think, yeah? Alright, so, I got my new mic. Hopefully this sound quality is improved for you guys. Been doing some work around the base. Been doing a lot of work outside of the base, and we'll take a look at that right quick. Kind of polishing things up and getting ready to take some of the more massive leaps forward in what we're doing and where we're headed. So, I've moved my Twilight portal over. I've got a bunch of these deviating blue lily seeds out here, and I've been doing a little bit of color additions to the outside of the base. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Got a full to-do list, and we're going to start off right off the bat with looking at some nether loot. So I went to the nether today, and I did a little mining because I'm starting to get low on ores, and this is what I came back with. So I got quite a bit of nether quartz, some gold, some sulfur, amber. I got 3 draconium ore. I managed to get an envy shard, which I've already scanned, and that gave me a new Thaumcraft aspect. A wrath shard, and I haven't actually scanned the gluttony shard. So let's scan that one real quick. Now I've got all of my magic stuff moved into this chest. I've been reorganizing the base and getting things kind of more tucked away in a better, manner. So after scanning gluttony, we got Various Gula, which would have been the new one, in Infernus. So there's the gluttony shard covered up. Now we also got a couple of treasure bags, which I haven't opened yet, and we got a miniature red heart. We got some flame string. I've got a blood sapling. If you've never seen a blood tree, there's one right there. They grow upside down from the bottom, and they grow out of netherrack. So I planted one here on this floating island just to kind of demonstrate what it looks like. They give some nice red logs, so it's pretty cool looking. Let's drop back down. Now a lot of this stuff I'm going to want to get processing as soon as possible. But what I'm really interested in right now is this redstone. The reason I'm interested in the redstone is because we get double redstone ore out of it if we put it straight into a smelter. We get 21 if we were to put it into a macerator. 21 and 2 ore in a redstone furnace. If we pulverize it, we're going to get straight 21 redstone, but I really don't want to just pulverize it. I'm more interested in the potential output of regular redstone ore. Now, if I run it in an induction smelter, I produce ore and a chance at rich slag, as long as I run it with sand. And that's definitely of interest to me, because we haven't really used our induction smelter a lot. And what I wanted to get to is the actual regular redstone ore for the purpose of getting cinnabar. Now I need that cinnabar to produce in an induction smelter shiny ingots, and you produce them by smelting ferrous ore or nickel ore with cinnabar in the induction smelter, and that will produce 1 shiny ingot. So we're going to set this up to let this start breaking down some of these redstone ores. So let's toss that sand in there. Now you notice while that's going on, we've got some drawers here, and I've got some drawers set up throughout the base. We're going to talk about these. I don't really like using drawers, but they tend to be pretty popular amongst different YouTubers and different players, and everybody always asks me, why don't you use drawers? And I'm going to go through and give a demonstration of the drawers, even though I'm really not going to use them very much. So this drawer right here is a typical 2x2 birch drawer, and it holds up to 8 stacks in each of its slots. And above it is the same exact thing, except for this green border around it means it's been upgraded. So if I shift right click it, this has a diamond upgrade on it. And that diamond upgrade increases it from 8 stacks to 64 stacks. So each of these now holds 4,096 of whatever material you have in it. Now, my cache right here, the very beginning level, holds 10,000. Now that's individual units. This only holds 4,096. The cache I can pick up and move around. Okay? And its inventory stays with it. Now, you could say, okay, well, this holds 4,096 times 4, so technically it holds over 16,000. That's true. But there's only one more upgrade above diamond, and it involves emeralds for these drawers. So if you come in here and look, the diamond gives 8 times upgrade, the emerald gives 13 times. That's as big as their inventory gets. Now, there's kind of a trick to that. This is a 2x2, so it has, a stack limit of 64. This is a 1x1, and it has a stack limit of 256. So it holds a considerable amount of inventory. 256 times 64 means that it will hold 16,384 individual items. So if we look back at the cache, this guy holds 640,000 individual items. That's the resonant, that's the highest level of the cache. Even the second level, the hardened cache, will hold double, almost triple what the drawers will hold. That's why I prefer to use them. That's just me personally. I do have a couple of them employed. This is where I've been pouring things into my compressor right here. And compressing it down. So I'm making a lot of these blaze lamps out of blaze rods from my farms downstairs. Now I do have a few more drawers put around the base, and we'll go take a look at them right quick while some of my nether loots are pouring down. And we will update our to-do list as we do so, because I'm trying to do a better job of paying attention to what's still on there. I also added in some ramps. Now these are just carpenter blocks. You've seen me probably use these before. I will show how they're made. But so down here, we've been cleaning everything up. I've got my little bushes that I can collect ore berries out of right here. And I've adjusted my light so that they can all grow berries again. And this is basically just free ore, free metals. And I'm going to try to get a better setup for these going and eventually look for some more. Now these essence berry bushes are experience, just straight up experience. And yes, Sesh, I'm pretty sure you can stack the upgrades. It's just not worth it to me, to be honest. So right now I've got 39 concentrated essence berries. That's several levels of experience. I've got around 120 copper ore berries, etc., etc. Now over here I've continued using some drawers. So where I do like using these, where these did come in handy, is in these farms. I was able to, you get lots of different products from farms, so it's really nice to just have a spot to throw them all right beside where they're at. And these are some of the compact drawers. So they have half the stack limit of your regular drawers. And I've got cactus, sugarcane, and cactus greens in this one. And my sugarcane is actually 10 cubed now, so that's nice. Over here, I've been storing up more of the blaze powder from these guys. And then over here, I've been getting the full spectrum of soybean products. I've got 512 of each with the exception of silken in here. And this thing is fully overloaded and just like, please stop putting things inside of me. That's what it's saying right now. I've been harvesting our ender lilies pretty hardcore. So we started off with only 5 of these. We're now up to 7, so that's really nice. And there's always a chance when you harvest an ender lily that you will get an extra seed. So if we pop this in there, I'm up to 9 seeds now. I just got 2 extra seeds from that harvest. So I'll be able to come put in 2 more ender core later and grow ender pearls even faster. Behind here, I've been expanding back to probably stick some animals in here soon, but that has not happened yet. So that's it for base expansion, and it's kind of as in-depth as I'm going to go with the drawers explanation. We will test one thing. So one of the guys on the stream, Sesh, he happens to like the drawers. He says, hey, I'm pretty sure that you can stack the upgrades on the drawers. And so we're going to take a look at that right quick. We'll do that upstairs as we go back up to talk about the So right here, this one is empty, so we'll go ahead and we'll grab it. Need an empty hand, so let me get something out of my inventory. Shift right click, grab the storage upgrade, come over here. And yes, you can put 2 of them in, and this now does hold 128 stacks. So you could technically put 13 times 5, so what is that? 65? 65 multiplier on the number of stacks allowed. And so for example here, we start off with 32, it'd be 32 times 65 that it can hold. You can actually move these and maintain their inventory. You can't do it like as easily as you can with the cache, but you can use, for example, the dolly to move the drawers around, and they will maintain their inventories in that manner. So there's definitely some usages for it as well. These can be hooked up with like Ender IO's item interface and things like that to create an early form of an AE system if you so choose. I might play with them a bit more. They're just not one of my favorite things. I really just prefer caches. So that's that. Let's go over here and we're going to talk about DevNull for a minute. Now, if you've never seen a DevNull, it's an awesome little device. It's a very simple recipe. You take a block of cobblestone and an apple and you get a DevNull. And what a DevNull does is whatever item you put into it, so for example, I have netherrack in it, it will allow you to pick up exactly 1 stack of netherrack and it will fill it onto the DevNull item slot. From that point forward, it will delete every other item of netherrack that you pick up instead of consuming all of your inventory space with it. So when I'm mining out the nether, a dev null is extremely important to me to be able to not constantly run out of inventory space. Next thing that I want to melt down is gold. And we're going to do this in the induction smelter again. I'm pretty sure. I just want to make sure right quick. So if we have rich slag, for every golden ore we put in here, we get 3 ore out. And we produce some slag. If we put sand in here, we have a 10% chance of getting rich slag from our gold ore. And everywhere else, you're pretty much going to get back 2 ore. So if you're going to go for the 2 ore route, you don't necessarily need to do anything other than the chance at getting the rich slag. Now, there's only a 10% chance of getting that rich slag, and that's something I'm hoping to adjust a bit later. So we ended up getting quite a bit of this and 2 rich slag out. That's good. All right, so do we have any cinnabar yet? I think I've got a little somewhere. Yeah. So I've already got a little bit. Let's do some stuff here. Let's pull this stuff out. And we're going to go ahead and stick all of the redstone ore into my pulverizer in the hopes of getting more cinnabar. And instead of doing gold, I have some ferrous ore. Now we're going to use some of this rich slag to get some additional ferrous ore. That's the goal here. Actually, we will do the gold first. We'll throw the gold in and let that be working with sand in hopes that we get more rich slag to burn down the ferrous ore. So while that's cooking up, and we've talked about the dev null, I got a couple of items I want to look at making. One of them is the storage module tablet. Now the storage module tablet comes from RFTools, and there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. This is how you make dimlets and other dimensions. It's a lot of fun. But right down here, you're going to see this little item called the storage module tablet. And we're going to come over here, and I've already got it set up to craft one. So right here, it takes gold nuggets, some emeralds, block of quartz to get that. Just combine nether quartz, and you can get a block of quartz. It's not too bad. So we're going to pull 2 of these out, actually. I've got the recipe to be done twice, so I'll grab them both out. And these are cool little devices. Now, it contains no storage modules, what it's going to tell you when you start right-clicking. So I'm going to unload some of my inventory here. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. Right there. And we're just going to put these interloads for now. All right. So right here, I have the recipe for the first tier. Storage module tier 1 takes iron ingot, 2 gold nuggets, 2 nether quartz, 1 redstone, and 1 chest. Now I've got two devices, so I'm going to pull 2 of these out right quick. If we take this thing and we press shift, I think we're going to need to charge it up first. It's been a while since I've used this. Oh yeah, you got to stick it in through the crafting grid, my bad. Put it together and it will tell you. This can now hold 100 stacks and it has 0 RF in it. Okay, well, I don't want to hold 100 stacks, even though 100 stacks sounds really cool. I want to take this and I want to go ahead and just straight up upgrade it right now. So I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to pop this in. And I've got 2 of them. And I should have some, it's only going to let me do one at a time. I should have some gold nuggets somewhere. Unless I use them earlier. It's very possible. What did I do with those gold nuggets? There they are. Alright, so let's stretch these across here. And that's going to, just changing these out to golden nuggets will upgrade it to tier 2. Now this module supports 200 stacks. And that's a pretty cheap upgrade. So we're going to do it once and twice. The next step up, we go back to kind of, it gets a little more expensive again, but it's not too bad. We go back to quartz blocks, redstone blocks, and this time we're going to do some gold blocks. And this will upgrade it to tier 3, which supports 300 stacks. And that's as big as these things get. So if we take these now and pop them in here, there's 1, and there's 2. Now, as with anything, I could charge both of these up with my redstone capacitor right here, or I can pop them in here and they'll get charged up. And that's done, and it just spit it out into here, and I grabbed it. There we go. Let's throw that one in. Let it. I guess that one was already done. Okay, they're both done. Okay, cool. So we got both of these are done. And let's see here. If we take this and we open one of them now, so we have this nice little screen full of nothingness. The beautiful thing about this is I can just start throwing things in here. And they are now stored just the same as they would be in a backpack or anything else. I can put everything into here. And it tells you how many you've got. You can sort them right here alphabetically. Items are shown in list view. You can drop it down to columns, icons. You can sort by name. You can sort on count. That's it. That's your only two choices to sort. And we can show them in groups. There we go. We sort by number, count, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So there is, if you look at this, we've already got one upgrade in it. There's some other upgrades that can be done, but they're not necessarily for this device. They're for its counterpart, which is the chest. There's an actual chest that functions in the same exact way called the modular storage right here. And we're going to work towards making these down the road, but they require these machine frames. And machine frames are not cheap. They take a resonant machine frame to get a machine frame. So they're very expensive, but they're very nice. They're very worthwhile. What, Sesh? Oh, you probably heard me tab over to another screen. My brother was wanting me to set up another game he's got rolling on. All right, so we've got our storage modules made. Now, with that done, we're going to be talking more about thermal expansion for pretty much the rest of the episode because I've got some other things that I want to get done. And we haven't, we've tiptoed around thermal expansion. We've got some machines up and running. We're starting to get some good use out of those machines and the ores we're able to produce, etc., etc. Now, in here, another nice thing about this is that you can search. So there's my ferrous ore. And I could go rich and get my rich slag. So it's a very nice inventory system to use. So I've got 10 rich slag to use with 16 of this ore. And I'm going to pump these in, and we're going to get as much ferrous ore as we can out. Now, in the meantime, we've been over here grinding down redstone. And looky there, we got 16 cinnabar, and I've got some more cinnabar already put back over here. So while we're waiting on that to finish up, and we're going to be ready to smelt down some ferrous in just a bit, let's start talking some about thermal expansion. Now, in thermal expansion, well, in thermal in general, there's a lot of stuff going on, right? You've got machines, you've got upgrades, you've got alloys, you've got gears, you've got actual gear. All kinds of stuff. This mod's pretty, it's a group of mods and it's massive. Well, right now we've been working on these machines. I also would like to get some of these dynamos. And what these dynamos do they are generators, power generators. So we're going to knock out 2 steam dynamos right quick. And I need some more gears. And I made them and I don't remember what I did with them. They could be in my thing right here. Oh, they're not in there. And the great thing about once you get these tablets is I can kind of start doing away with a lot of these other storage devices that I used to use. I don't need them nearly as badly any longer. So we'll drop that in there and we'll get our other steam dynamo out. Now how these dynamos work is very simple. They're actually some of the simplest engines in the game, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's see. I think I have right here. World Interaction Upgrade. Now y'all have seen me use this before. It goes along with a liquid transfer node. The question is, what did I do with that liquid transfer node? So I've made a bunch of liquid transfer nodes, and there's no telling where I stuck the last one. I've got one hooked up here. I've got tons of them hooked up back here, so it could be anything. Let's see. Let's grab my wrench right here. Let's pick that dynamo up. And I'm just going to steal one of these liquid transfer nodes off these furnaces right now, these smelteries. Somewhere in here there's a pickaxe. There should be. Unless I stuck that somewhere else. but I'm not seeing a pickaxe. I don't see anything in here. Well, apparently I've lost my pickaxe somehow. Which is pretty typical for me, I'm not gonna lie. Oh well, that's fine. I can do something else to get it over. Although I would like to know what I do with that pickaxe. Let's grab the golden bag holder. See if there's anything in that. Okay. I tried to empty out all my backpacks earlier. Basically for this reason. Oh, we need to open these real quick. I want to get these open on camera. Alright, so from the regular common loot bags, we're going to get some gold coins and a potion of slowness. From the next one, we got some more gold coins and a bunch of potions, like a whole bunch. Potion of weakness, splash swiftness, regeneration, decay, bottle of enchanting, that's basically liquid experience. And from the uncommon, we're going to end up with an ender pearl. We got an ender pearl. Hoorah! There was a point in time where I'd have been going nuts over the fact that I just got ender pearl, but I've got lots of ender pearls now because I can grow them. Right, we've got quite a bit of ender pearls, and we're growing more all the time. All right, let's see. I should be able to break that with this, I think, just to move it. Okay, so there's our liquid transfer node. Alright, we need our bucket. And I'm not sure where my final resting place for these are going to be. I'm getting ready to start establishing a more formal power grid. But for the moment, we're just going to grab this. And let's actually take the sink of this for the moment. And we're going to go back here behind where my machines are currently running. Now, I've got my laser beams up and running hardcore, and they're pumping stuff out as fast as their little hearts can. So let's put... well, now I do need my pickaxe, actually. Now I'm scared of where it's going. And I don't think I can search for it because it's not going to be just a simple Certus quartz. The disadvantage of having custom things. Alright, let's go just get a regular mamby-pamby pickaxe from somewhere. I know I've got one. I don't know what I've done with them all. So I took a bunch into the nether earlier. Hell, I guess I can make one right quick. There we go, this will work. No, that won't work. That one's going to be turned into an invulnerable one. What are you? Iron. Perfect. Alright, we got some iron. Somewhere. Maybe. Yeah. So we will throw this down, throw some iron in here. There we go. That's going to repair it to full. Hang this back up there. And let's run back to the back. Alright. So... with our water bucket in hand, let's pour some water here and some water here. And how you usually want to do this is you'll take a block, put that down on top, and then break it. The block, that is. That leaves a source block of water under it. Put your world interaction upgrade in, it's now pulling in buckets of water. Now, if we put a steam dynamo here and a steam dynamo here, they're both filling with water from this. So that's good. So at this point, I just need to hook them up. And to hook them up, we need to swing around here and let's grab some of this clay right here. We'll use this guy. Cook that up for me, guys. And I can't remember if it's iron or aluminum for these. But we'll put 4 and some iron. There we go. That gives us 8 of these. And we'll get some wire. string them together, run the wire across to, whoops, this guy and to this guy. Alright, so those guys are hooked up. They're ready to do some stuff. If we give them some type of a fuel source, so we'll give them each 13 blaze lanterns because these guys burn solid fuel, they're going to start pumping out RF. And I think they produce at base, I think it tells us 40 RF a tick, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure they produce a base of 40 RF a tick. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But they're going to start building up. They're pumping RF into this guy. Oh, they're producing 80 RF a tick because the two of them combined are putting 160 in. Well, maybe. This guy's still pushing 32 in as well. So, anyways, they're pushing in power. One of my lasers has died. The others are pulling down hard. Lasers will stop in just a little bit. They've got 3 more of these to make. We're going to take that out. So I've been making some golden chipsets, some emerald chipsets, and some diamond chipsets. That's where a lot of my power has been drawn into. But with these guys pushing now, they're going to fill things up fairly rapidly. But this is where the next part that I want to discuss comes in. So they can push out even more rapidly. If you look, we talked about this before, there are a lot of upgrades here. These upgrades apply to almost all of the machines in thermal expansion and to the dynamos. And the dynamos are, there's 5 different ones. Where'd they go? I can't see them right now because there they are. Yeah, 5 different ones. Now, the magnetic dynamo is disabled if you are playing in expert mode because it's simply a lava engine, and almost all lava engines are disabled. So the ones that we're interested in right now are these secondary gearboxes, which give fuel efficiency to dynamos, and these secondary transmission coils, which increase their power output. So this one will give us a 10% fuel efficiency increase, 35%, up to a total of 85% fuel efficiency increase. Whereas this will give you 2 times the energy produced at 2 times the fuel consumed, 4 times, up to 8 times. So how do we make these? Well, one of the first ones we're going to make is going to be this secondary transmission cable to up the output of their power. And it's just copper with redstone and redstone reception. So let's run over here. We're going to make 4 of them because I have 2 dynamos. There we go. Let's run back over here real quick. Let's check on this. How are we doing? All right, that's done. Good. Let's take these 30 and let's slap some cinnabar in there with them and let those start cooking. And that's going to get us some shiny ingots. If you remember, those were a 100% chance of getting shiny ingots. So this has burned through 1 blaze lantern in the time that we've been, been busy. But we've refilled this capacitor and we've started to fill this capacitor. And I'm going to be stacking a lot more capacitors up here. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to take this, and I don't really have a way to show you because I don't have any power measurements set up right now. But you can put up to 4 upgrades in these things. So we'll tack this guy in. And he's now going to use double the fuel that he was using before, but it's also putting out double the power. Okay, so whatever its power was, and I think 80 actually is correct. I think it is putting out 80 RF a tick. So these are now each putting out 160 RF a tick, burning these blaze lanterns. The trick about these little upgrades is if you look at the next level, it says that it requires the previous level to be installed, and the highest level augment is used. So you can't just install like this high level 8 times producer and then 3 of these. If you want this high level 8 times producer, you're going to have to consume 3 slots. So I usually stop at the second tier. And the second tier requires these golden chipsets and pyrotheum. Well, to get pyrotheum, it's a matter of mixing dusts. We need some coal dust, some sulfur, some electrotine, and some blaze powder. And we've got that. So let's make those right quick. So I should have coal powder in here. There's some. Let's make some more. And out here, I should have the rest of it. Should have, there we go, some sulfur, some electrotine, and then we know we've got plenty of blaze powder downstairs. Let's go downstairs and get it. And you'll notice that this automatically converts. That's because I have that recipe saved in the manufactory halo. So it's very easy for me to come in here and harvest all this and instantly convert it straight over into blaze powder for making more and more blaze rods. And therefore blaze lamps, which are the fuel source I'm currently using. So if we take these guys, put them all together in here, we can pump out about 18 of these pyrotheums. Now if you look, that pyrotheum also has a massive burn time of 24,000. It's a very good fuel source. Just a little bit expensive to make, depending on how you're sitting resource-wise. Really, I don't think it's that expensive to make personally, but... Alright, so if we pop back in here, we've still got everything set up, ready to go. So we just swap these things out. And now we can pump out 2 of these. Now the next tier up, we're not ready to do yet. We probably could pull it off, but I don't want to use diamond chipsets on this right now, and I don't want to make cryotheum. And the problem with it really is getting to the niter. There's ways to do that. I'm going to show that soon. I'm just not going to mess with it right now. It's not really all that hard. It's just, you know, it's annoying and I don't want to do it. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Hide. No fighting on camera, skellies. Alright, so let's pop this bad boy in here. And now we are producing power at 4 times, but we are also consuming power at 4 times. So what I want to make as soon as I can, and I'll probably make before the next episode, is this 2 of these. The tier 1 and tier 2 linkage dynamos. And for the dynamos. These take, actually I can make these now. I was thinking of a different one. So we're going to take the same exact recipe. Reception coils, lead, redstone, and then we're going to step it up to pyrotheum, lead, and gold. So we've got 2 more gold right here. Let's go ahead and dump out all of this blaze powder right quick. So and let's grab these 2 golds. We're going to throw these in. We're going to pull some lead out. Pop these guys out. We're going to put the chipsets in. And we'll make the tier 2s first since everything's already in here. So grab those out. Pop this back out. Pop these out. Now let's take some of this. And we're going to need 4 of these. Get everything back out. Shift click it in. And there we go. 2 of those. Perfect. So while I was originally consuming 4 times the fuel, I'm now consuming 4 times the fuel minus 35%. So it's a little bit better. It's not great, but we're able to really pump out. I mean, look at that. We've already produced almost 3 million RF just off having these 2 little dynamos. These things are very powerful. And using them, because we can create so many of these blaze rods via our farms, we can kind of keep these running indefinitely once we get the right setup going, which is a setup we're going to be starting to work towards. So I can take these now and get, put 16 more in there and 16 more in there. It's never going to run out of water because of, the transfer node, so that's fantastic. All right, now we've got the shiny ingots, and we've got a bunch of ferrous ingots as well. Why do I care so much about shiny ingots? Well, you're about to find out. So, not too long ago, we made some alloys. And I picked those alloys up since then. They're over here in the box. We made some signalum and some lumium. And there was another alloy, and I said we would make that soon, and that is enderium. And to make enderium, if you want this enderium blend, you need to be able to liquefy ender pearls. And I didn't have enough at the time. They're kind of expensive. But you also need tin powder, silver, and shiny metal. And now that we can produce shiny metal, we can go after making some enderium. And that's what we're going to do right quick. We're going to make our first batch of enderium because I've got some things that I would like to use to make it with. And one of those things is going to be these. Where did it go? Looking for something simple. And I can't find it on the page. My eyes are glancing over it every time, I guarantee you. It's the machine frames. Resonant machine frames is what I'm looking for. Right there. These things take forever to produce. So especially with just 4 lasers. So there's no way that's something I'm going to be able to do during an episode. It will literally take hours. So I want to go ahead and get the enderium made so I can let that start manufacturing those before the next episode and have those ready to go. So I've got some silver. I don't know how much we're going to try to make here, because our limiting factor will be ender pearls. Remember, you need double tin compared to silver. Okay, so we come back over here and we pull out some ender pearls. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm going to check right now. So enderium blend right here. Actually, just do this. Every ender pearl is going to give us 250 micro buckets. So it's 4 ender pearls per craft of this. And we're going to have to do it just like we did it last time in the magma crucible. This will give us 4. That's it. So we're going to let that start filling up. Do I have any more on me? So we'll be able to throw 2 more in there. We're going to grab this tank. Plant the tank down. Let that start falling in. Boom. Okay, now we should have some paper up here. Where's it at? There it is. Alright, we got some paper right here. We need 2 of them. We're going to need some lapis. There we go. Okay, if you don't remember from last time, this is how we make schematics. Then we're going to need to grind down some tin and some silver. So we're going to throw all this in there. Let that all grind down. And we're going to use, just like last time, our cyclic assembler to make this. Oh, and I already had some clean schematics. Whoops. Did I not put these in? Oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't put in the tier 1 secondary gearboxes, so these aren't actually reducing fuel efficiency at all right now. Now they're working. Fantastic job, JD. You are a winner, sir. Okay, we need to make more cheeseburgers. I haven't made any in a while, but I've also kind of switched up that cheeseburgers are not the only thing I use anymore. So I made this nice little cooking sheet right here, bakeware. And if you take cheese and toast, which are 2 easily produced items that I produce in bulk, you can make cheese toast, which happens to produce 32 RF per tick. So, along with my hamburgers, this is more of my poor man powering food now. And it should be enough to eventually get us through that by the time all this stuff over here is done grinding up. So we got the silver. We're getting tin right now somewhere. One of these is tin. Which one? This one. All right. So let's grab us a bucket of this stuff. And there we go. We get 4 enderium per craft. Just waiting on that last little push to finish this. And as far as these upgrades go, remember, we've already been using an upgrade over here in our furnace, this trivection chamber. So we've looked at these upgrades before. And there's a lot of them. Some are much better than others. For example, these sieves. These sieves are very good. These things cause you to get back more of the secondary chance items. So, for example, getting the rich slag or the cinnabar, that's a secondary chance off of running this machine. So if I were to put one of those sieves in here, it would increase its chance. But you notice these things only have 3 tiers. And this guy says that it requires a resonant machine to run. This one requires reinforced. Well, that's because all of these machines, for example, the pulverizer, they start off as a basic. And you can use them and be upgraded to hardened, reinforced, and finally resonant. And each time you upgrade it, it gives you more slots right here to use for your augmentations. Alright, so we're ready to empty that tank into there. Got 6 crafts worth. So let's throw this stuff in and let it go. And there we go. 24 enderium blend. That's going to come in super handy. I'm not even going to drop this in here. We're going to go straight in here and put it in one of these. We're going to put it in this guy because he has no... You're perfect. Drop those in there. We're going to pop this out, this pattern. I'm hoping. Oh, wait. That might be a bad idea. That's silver. So this one has silver stuck in it right now. I didn't realize that. And this one has gold stuck in it. I need to fix those too. I was making electrum in those one day. What do we got in here? Some aluminum with no filter. Okay. So I'm going to end up putting this enderium into one of these unused tanks and pouring gears out of it. And the next time you see me, I'll be using this enderium to create these resonant machine frames. Now we'll also need to be able to make some intricate circuit boards. You've seen how to make a basic circuit board. An intricate works the exact same way except for we use 3 gold and 6 redstone. And that's the only change. So we're about 10 minutes over where I wanted to be, but we got a lot done. As always, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. If you liked it, like it. If you'd like to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. I hope the voice quality was better. I did finally get my new microphone in today, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Other than that, guys, as always, be good. Have a happy holiday, happy Thanksgiving. I think this is going to be coming out on Thanksgiving, so I hope yours is great. And I will catch you guys next time. Be good to one another. Laters.